When I was a small kid, I used to play this game back in Africa with a small tennis ball and barefooted. And I loved the game. And I always have. It was such a pleasure to be here, invited by Football West to say a few words. There's a lot of you that probably wonder what World Cup is all about. Because you see these banners and the little card that goes on.
That's why, mate.
All the reference to World Cup, and you probably say, what's it about? Well, what it's about is the fact that you young folks are the most likely to have car accidents that can kill you or whether you're paraplegic or whatever. And we want to try and stop that word on drag.
Yeah, I know, you told me for about 10 minutes last Saturday,
as I go, but World Cup is the Insurance Commission's Road Safety Awareness Campaign, and it's to promote the wearing of seatbelts to reduce the possibility of serious injury on the road. And the Insurance Commission is proud to support Football West and its members through this campaign. This is the 5th year of our partnership, and it's been great to see the football community in Australia get behind this important road safety message. Since the beginning of the partnership, the Insurance Commission has provided over $900,000 in funding of Football West and the grassroots community. More than 10,000 soccer balls branded with the Belt Up sign have been distributed to clubs throughout the state, and we do this to help reduce some of the costs associated with community sport, as the Belt Up reaches directly of the football community. The Belt Up message is an important one, as not wearing a seatbelt can significantly increase the severity of injuries. And you're 10 times more likely to be killed in a car crash if you're not wearing a seatbelt. About that guy. Young sons between the ages of 13 and 34 continue to be the ones most overrepresented in these catastrophic crashes that take place every year. And wearing your seatbelt may seem like an easy ask, but last year 85 people who weren't wearing seatbelts were killed and seriously injured. That's about 7 football teams. And wearing a seatbelt can help the severity of car crashes, resulting in lower claim costs. Australia looks after as you head home tonight, winning team celebrating. Looks like lucky team just for the threat of the it's absolutely vital. Okay. Best of luck to both teams. We hope you have a lovely rest of the afternoon. Cheers, mate. Thanks, Bruce. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Wembley Soccer Club and East Perth Football Club to the field for today's Belt Up Amateur Division first team match. We know what's coming. The game next
Oh, good. I was thinking in this fashion.
Let's go! Honey, I was supposed to get I would. This is your job every Sunday, isn't it? Oh, he's going to get the points. We lost at Roma last night, 1-0. Bit of a
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Bottlers Reserve for the second of our two belt-up amateur Sunday League matches, taking place this weekend in conjunction with Football West's partnership with the Insurance Commission. Round 14 action here between Wembley Downs and East Perth. Underway, Wembley kicking from the left to the right of your stream in this first half, wearing their predominantly red jerseys with the white shorts. East Perth going from right to left. This is the first team fixture. Kicking off at 3 p.m. here in the west, a little grey above. We've got some very light rain in the air at the moment, but hopefully that'll clear soon. Throw in taken by Wembley here. We have already had one fixture take place today. That was the reserves match. East Perth winning that one by 4-1. 2 goals for David Cox, another from Martin Sullivan, and a final one at the end from Lee McGuinness as well. Ben Meyer temporarily reduced the deficit to make it 2-1 and set up a nervy finale, but East Perth were able to get a couple of late goals to take the points in that and maintain their push towards trying to win the Amateurs Reserve title in season 2022. All very tight up there, pending other results. There was 5 points between the top 5 going into today's game. First team fixture, or at least the amateur first team league, a little bit different. Jaguar 7 points clear at the rest at the moment and looking good in their pursuit of an opportunity to try and win the league this season. East Perth coming into this game in third place with 8 wins, a draw and 4 losses from their 13 games this season. Wembley 8th. 4 wins, 3 draws and 6 losses from their fixtures as East Perth make an early burst forward. Mehdi Rabbi Ghalami tries to just skew that header back across goal after a cross from Dean McFeely, but it was a tough one to try and get on target, and in the end the result will be a goal kick. A bit of time here for Bish to bring under control. Charges through a couple of challenges, picked off by McFeely. Now the ball up the line. We'll look for Liam Hunt. Cross into the area, was looking for Ghalami again. From Nicky Carroll, Ghalami is lurking again from the secondary ball in, and coming to claim was Jeff Cordes. Can't miss him in the fluorescent jersey, the number 88. Header down from Kyle Loftus. McFeely's had a few touches early on in this game. Liam Hunt, nice little interchange down the right. McFeely continued his run. Mehdi Ghalami was on the scene again. And Wembley should be able to clear their lines now through Luke McGrath. Hunt. Loftus skips past the challenge. He's got teammate to his outside. Still there. Loftus will try his luck instead. He got it on target, but it was straight down the throat of Cornes. So East Perth look to make a bright start to this afternoon's fixture. Ball forward here from Bish will give something for Luke Thistlethwaite to chase. Thistlethwaite, the top scorer for Wembley Downs this season with 8 goals in his 13 appearances. Braces against Kwinana, Peel United and Emerald, but without a goal in 3 league games, despite being the club's joint top scorer with Jordan Del Dosso. Formerly of Subiaco in the amateur Division 4 competition. McFeely crossing into the area. Mehdi Rabbi Ghalami was once again looking to get on the end of it. Of course, East Perth, winners of the Amateur Night Series all the way back in March. Mehdi Rabai scored a stunning strike that afternoon. A 2-0 win there over Kelmscott Roos. That result from memory, as Loftus drives down the right again. Clearing that one away was Ryan Morris. Loftus again. Now Liam Hunt. Cross was looking for Mehdi Galami again. McFeely will manage to keep it in play. Once again the ball comes in. Wembley sticking to their task so far. Hunt then with the curling effort. May have been going wide of the post, but Cornez wasn't taking any chances and was able to snaffle that one up. Just in terms of a bit of background on these two sides, East Perth led by Colm Costello. Former Wembley Downs coaches, Costello was with the club between 2013 and 17, having guided them to promotion from Division 2 to Division 1 and then the Amateur Premier League back in 2017. Now enjoying his latest challenge at East Perth. East Perth, a team who really have rised through the division since they were formed back in 2013. Won the league in 3 straight years between 2014, 15 and 16 in the amateur 5th, 4th and 3rd divisions. And then 4 seasons in the 2nd division with finishes in the top half before eventually winning it in 2020 to go to Division 1. And then last season they earned promotion into the amateur competition, and this is their first season at Premier League level. Play their home games, the home ground of Inglewood United, Inglewood Stadium, where last week's State Cup finals were held. Thrilling day of action there last Sunday. McFeely. It was a good win in there from Wembley, and they've got some numbers forward to attack with here. Pass from Kyle Thistlethwaite was behind all of his teammates, and Luke was unable to keep it alive. Decent crowd here at Butler's Reserve this afternoon. Plenty of people coming down to watch the action. No doubt a few staying from the Reserves game earlier as Thistlethwaite puts the cross in. Clearance worked out to be a pretty good one in the end for Kelly, who's got 4 goals in his 7 outings so far this season. Goes for the killer early pass, looking for Liam Hunt. Now Thierry Berard. Loftus. Kelly tried to return for Loftus. Play breaks down, and now Jack Mellor is in possession. All the way back to Luke McGrath. And across to Daniel Diavoni. Returns it back to the towering centre-back. Pass from Marshall up the line will then result in an East Perth throw. Thistlethwaite. Through pass was looking for Luke Thistlethwaite. Just on Wembley, we are at the home of them today, here at Butler's Reserve. The club was formed in 1979. Initial home ground was actually at Wembley Downs Primary School. Club which has over 500 members, 6 senior teams ranging from ages 17 to 65. Also a ladies team as well. Started in Division 3, went up to Div 2 quickly. Were actually relegated back to Division 3 after finishing 12th in 2007. Back-to-back out relegations actually saw them end up in Division 4, but they then proceeded to win the league in 2019 and then won Division 2 under Colin Costello, who then went on to win Division 1 and the Amateur Premier League title in 2017. Largely mid-table finishes since then, a 5th, 6th, 10th and 6th in recent seasons, and 8th coming into this game in 2022. McFeely tries to thread the pass through to Rabbi Galami. Coming away with the ball there was Bish. His release was looking for Luke Thistlethwaite. Goalkeeper there, Aaron McKenna, was able to come out and claim. A little bit of breeze starting to pick up here. Butler's reserve. Ball cleared onto the roof just behind us. And the throw will be taken by Thierry Berard, player who played State League Division 1 with Morley Windmills and State League Division 2 with Kingsway once upon a time. Played with North Perth United the past few seasons, regular in 2019 and 2020, but just the 4 games in 2021. His throw was seeking out Nicky Carroll, and then the shot came in from Oscar Kelly. The play will be pulled back, though, by today's referee, David Avison. Assisted on the sidelines by Alex Navazis and Chloe Smith. So the referee will walk back a 4-man wall. And McFeely is over this one. 5 East Perth players in the penalty area. Rabbi Galami will step over it. McFeely will hit it. It'll cannon straight into the wall. And back away with Ryan Morris, the Wembley skipper, looking to try and apply a little bit of pressure. McFeely been very busy early on as East Perth's number 7. Clearance up the line will roll all the way through to McKenna. Regular goalkeeper at the club over the past few seasons, 12 appearances so far this term. Long gun upfield, seeking out Rabbi Galami again. Kelly with the ball through, staying on side here. And trying to put the cross in was McManus. He had Hunt in support, who strikes at goal. It was deflected. Back off Bish. Line's still not cleared just yet for Wembley as Kelly tries to manoeuvre a little bit of an opening. Strike at goal, then comes in, and watching over his bar was Cornez. Decent start here, though, by East Perth. Liam McManus getting the shot away. Got a double against Emerald back in April. His other goal of 3 this season came against leaders Jaguar. Player who spent the previous 3 seasons at Quins, actually, prior to coming to East Perth this season. Luke McGrath was acquiring a little bit of treatment. Back to his feet now, which is good news, and he'll just depart the pitch for a moment or two. Looks as though he's going to be okay to come on, though, you'd think. Game's restarted with a Cornez goal kick. McFeely lifted forward. Header came back from Bish. Actually played in the belt-up game last year between Floreat and Curtin, did Tom Bish. 4 goals in 19 games for Athena's Division 2 side last season before coming over to Wembley this year. McGrath's back on the field and hoisting the free kick forward. Berard dummied the clearance and then watched that one behind. East Perth with the 5th best attack in the league this season. Jags, Maddington, Kwinana and Wembley better. Just the 13 goals conceded in the league though, which is a division best. Three better than Maddington White City in the goals against tally, but East Perth are 7 points off leaders Jaguar going into today's game, and a further 3 off second place Maddington White City. Still plenty of games left for them to get a bit of a run on, but Jaguar obviously clear at the top as things stand. And that's perhaps due in part to a little bit of inconsistency from the visitors today. Win-loss for the past 4 games. Kelly's through ball here. Rabbi Galami with a strike, and it was straight at the goalkeeper in the end. Just to finish on East Perth as well, it really has been that inconsistency in recent weeks, which may have just cost them that opportunity to make up some ground on the leaders, given that they did start the season with just 1 loss in 7, and that did come to Wembley in the season's earlier meeting between the pair. David Long try to fizz a pass towards Berard. Turning away was Mellor. Retreating back were several green shirts though, and I think it was Loftus who was doing the dirty work in there. McManus was fouled there over on the far side. Chance for McFeely to possibly put one forward again. He plays up the line instead for Liam Hunt. Cross comes in, a little bit too close to the goalkeeper though. Hunt's one of a few players like McManus who has played at Quins previously over the past few seasons. Got 7 goals in 17 appearances there last season. Also scored 24 in 20 back in 2019, so he knows where the back of the net is. Wembley, however, are looking to try and make an inroad the other way. Long was able to step in. Now Dean McFeely again. Ball over the top, was looking for Rabbi Galami, who wanted it played a little firmer. Now Luke Thistlethwaite. Long tried to prevent the corner, succeeded in doing so. For Wembley now with an opportunity to try and pin East Perth back in their penalty area a little bit and maybe build a little bit of pressure. Corners has probably been the busier of the 2 goalkeepers so far. So McGrath with the throw. The long run up. And the spinning ball in as well. Goodness me, Bish with the header. That's as good as a corner. That in terms of the throw. Not least as well, getting the distance. It's the trajectory as well, which really makes it get there quickly. Meanwhile, the effort comes back in. Again from Bish, and this time it goes over the bar. Pass from Long, intercepted by Kai Jan. No harm done though, and it's back at the feet of McKenna. looks to use his skipper, Kiernan Tolland. Foul there on Liam McManus. Nicky Carroll over the dead ball, formerly of Western Knights, State League Division 1, also Hillary's FC as well. Another set-piece opportunity for East Perth to try and lift forward. With a dummy in the end was Chambers, back it went. Forward from the back. It's an easy take for the goalkeeper though, who in return goes long, and if Thistlethwaite can get on the end of it, he's onside, but he wasn't able to do so. Ball forward from Long. Offside flag was up against either Rabbi Galami or McManus, who had broken forward from midfield. Up the line it went from Diavioni. Last touch was then off the Wembley number 5. Nicky Carroll had it pinched off his toes by Thistlethwaite, and now Cameron Chambers rushed into the shot a little bit there, maybe had more time than he anticipated. Perhaps was distracted by McKenna charging off his line, trying to narrow the angle. Either way, it's one of the best openings that Wembley Downs have had so far in this first half. First half which remains goalless thus far. Around the midway part of this first half, second game of our Belt Up amateur feature round today. Partnership between Football West and the Insurance Commission. Rabbi Galami's offside. Second of 2 games as well earlier on. Reserves fixture was won by East Perth by 4-1, with 2 goals from David Cox leading the way there. Wembley did pull that one back to 2-1 with around 17 minutes to play, but unable to go on and get a result, and that means they stay bottom of the league, while East Perth keep pace with those at the top of the table. Chambers at feet. Bish waited, had it picked off. Mellor will just nurse that one back to his goalkeeper. Luke McGrath. Ball over the top here for David Marshall. Oh, he gets the better of Hunt. Still going is Marshall to the byline. Pulls across. Misses all comers. Chambers was arriving. John had already committed. Still here for Wembley potentially. Chambers again with a strike. Blocked by Loftus. And now John again. Couldn't quite get the power behind it, but that was a good little spell from the home side. David Marshall there leading the way. 12 appearances and a goal. Actually netted earlier in the season against East Perth. Wembley winning that day by 2-0. Chambers opened up for him, fancy to go. Just leant back on that one slightly, and over McKenna's bar it sailed. Long pass was charged down. Chance for Wembley to maybe get on it. Eventually it's worked back to McKenna. Flick on from Hunt. Rabbi Gulami tries to latch onto it. Looked as though he possibly fouled Ryan Morris there, but the referee said play on, and in the end it didn't really matter because East Perth will stay on the front foot. Chambers, no real support at the moment. Now it arrives in the form of Luke Thistlethwaite. Fancies his chances in taking on Loftus. Thistlethwaite still going, pulls across. Important intervention there by Long, who inadvertently made sure it got back into the grasp of the goalkeeper. Long throw from Barrard. Rabbi Gulami. McFeely. Rabbi Gulami with the cross. Took a little deflection on its way through. Marshall cleared only as far as McManus. Now Chambers on the turn. McManus worked back well. Long was able to step in and assist. Gulami with the attempted dummy. Hunt was in the vicinity. Skipper Morris then got it all the way back. Cornez. Loftus. Nice footwork there to get away from Carl Thistlethwaite. Then tried to thread a ball through to Barrard, who was making some inroads down the left. Morris inside. Jack Meller. Bit of a stalemate this one at the moment. Neither goalkeeper really with a major piece of work to do so far. Inside the first half still of this fixture. Long ball from Toland will miss Dean McFeely. McGrath, it's a nice switch of the play. Really good pick out there to find Kai John. John fancies his chances against Barrard, does really well to get past the challenge, pulls across, waiting in the middle with Chambers, and Toland got in front of the striker and put behind for a corner. Well, the Wembley bench with a round of applause there for John. Making some real good progress down the right. Tried to pick out Chambers in the middle. And good defending there to read the danger. In comes the subsequent Marshall corner. It's deep. It's over the head of Thistlethwaite, who will give chase, and he won't be able to keep that one alive. Assistant's flag. Raised nice and early over on the far side. Meanwhile, throw taken quickly, and East Perth will gain some metres upfield. Nicky Carroll did really well up against Chambers. Outmuscle his opponent. Meller. Chambers. Meller again. Down the line. trying to take on McManus. McManus did well to get his body in between ball and opponent. And now Hunt on the turn. Did he keep it in play? Yes, he did. Chance to charge down the right. He's got a couple up in support with him. Arriving now down the left is Thierry Berard. Touch out of his feet. Strike from distance. Had a couple of teammates up with him and maybe just saw the goal gaping and fancied his chances. Lovely touch there from John to get the better of Berard, which draws some cheers from the crowd. And the pass upfield left a little bit to be desired. And then playing out from the back and taking his eye off the ball for the split second there was Loftus. A little bit sloppy from both teams there over the past 60 seconds or so. We've already had a warning as to what this throw will look like from Luke McGrath, and I expect it's going to be pretty similar, and it is. Driven to that near post. The header was up and over his own bar from Long. Turned out to be a pretty good clearance over his own bar. East Perth with their league best defence trying to hold out. 5 clean sheets this season, just the one on the road though, which was in the 5-0 victory against North Perth United. Can they make sure Wembley don't get any joy here? It's aimed in deep. Thistlethwaite kept it alive. Oh, and it's found its way in via Chambers. Ball didn't cross the line. It was nudged back across the 6-yard box, and Chambers applied a pretty easy finish in the end under no pressure as time stopped for a minute, but it was Wembley who scored, and they take a 1-0 lead here at Butler's Reserve. So Wembley lead by a goal to 0. The corner initially looked a little too deep, but it was really well kept alive by Thistlethwaite, and the header back across goal was away from all of the East Perth defenders, and applying a simple touch was Chambers. His 4th goal of the season, having got one against Quins last week. Leathered upfield by Berard, coming off his line. Oh, not convincing from Cornez, but he did just enough there with Kelly on the scene. East Perth keen to get things moving with the goalkeeper temporarily out of his goal. He's back in it now. And making sure that no progress was made by Dean McFeely was Thistlethwaite working back from his wing position. That's a little bit of a high five from his left back Marshall, and Wembley get the goal kick. Marshall back for McGrath. Pass up the line. Marshall with a little bit of space here. On the return. East Perth defenders backing off. McFeely now goes to it. Thistlethwaite back for Marshall. Plays wide again. Chambers stayed on side. Cross took a deflection off Toland. And Wembley continue their decent spell.
Why are we standing still?
Well, they scored from their last set piece. Similarly set up here. Bish's ball in, this time a bit closer to the edge of the 6-yard box. It was a dangerous delivery again. This time East Perth are able to clear. And now Hunt will look to launch the visitors onto the counter-attack. He's got two ahead of him in support. One of them is McManus, who's got time to assess his options in the area. He put a cross for Rabbi Galami, and it was just a little too far ahead of him. Chance goes begging, still maybe here for Carroll. Hunt was attacking, and McManus will strike, but it's skewed off the outside of the boot. And over and up, and onto the hill, behind the goal. Barrard into the feet of Nicky Carroll. Pass off the outside of the boot, off Bish. East Perth throw. Barrard with the long throw, Hunt with the flick, McGrath up in the air. Loftus with a win in the air. Then Davoni. Loftus went back in for seconds. Rabbi Galami was lurking. Davioni was busy and also diligent in defence. So Barrard will load up a long throw again, and it comes speared in towards that near post. Second opportunity possibly to put a ball into the mixer, and it comes. Goalkeeper flew out of his goal, did just enough, and now McManus will drive high and over the bar again. A couple of good opportunities in the last couple of minutes for Liam McManus, but unable to add to his 3 goals this season. So 8 minutes to play here at Butler's Reserve. Wembley Downs 1, East Perth 0. Wembley with a really good spell and going in front via a tap-in essentially from Cameron Chambers, but East Perth are looking to mount a response and potentially keep tabs with the leaders towards the top of the league. Dave Avison awards East Perth a free kick. Oscar Kelly is over it. Around about 30 to 35 yards out from goal. 4-man wall for Wembley. Kelly with a layoff in the end. For Loftus, touch a little heavy out of his feet, driven in. Kelly was arriving on the follow-up, and the last touch was off the winger. And Wembley survive another East Perth attack. Mellor for Marshall. Chambers has had enough of having it back there, and he'll pump that one long upfield. Give Wembley a chance to possibly push their defence out a little bit, but it looks as though East Perth have got a little bit of a head of steam up at the moment. And they'll go forward here. Rabbi Galami trying to flick on. Lifting back. Ahead was Carroll, but Ryan Morris has got a little bit of time to sort that out. Long-term player here at the club is Ryan Morris, the skipper. Kelly's layoff. Marshall tiptoed his way through one challenge, ended up being 2, and then the pass from Carl Thistlethwaite picks out Luke Thistlethwaite. He's got one to aim for in the middle. It was Chambers again, and Long, not for the first time this afternoon, made an important interception. Chance for East Perth to come the other way, but that's a good piece of defending by Morris, who used his body and then kept his feet. End-to-end feel about this one now. Game starting to open up. Mellor, the latest to stride through midfield. That's an excellent challenge, though, from Dean McFeely. Sliding back in was Bish. And then foul was whistled by Dave Avison for the initial challenge on Jack Mellor. Bish was also collected on the secondary challenge, but I think the foul was awarded for the first one. Long from Long. Good pass in the end. Kelly's ball, dangerous looking. Cross it was, headed away by Morris. Now Chambers working back for his team. Ball forward came off Kelly. And it'll be a Wembley throw. Davioni. All forwards. Toland wasn't willing to shield that one out, and Wembley will get another chance to load up via the Long Chambers throw. Of course, a reminder that this weekend is the annual Belt Up round as clubs share the hashtag Belt Up message of wearing a seatbelt. It's a Football West Insurance Commission of Western Australia initiative to highlight the importance of belting up on the roads. And we certainly hope that you're not another statistic on the roads. You need to remember to belt up. It is an important message that we do continue to try and share. Players earlier today entered the field in designed belt-up t-shirts. A few other little activities happening throughout the day here at Butler's Reserve. Obviously, you wouldn't hit the pitch without your shin guards, so don't hit the roads without your seatbelt. Chambers with the throw. The Long spearing ball in, headed away on the edge of the 6-yard box by Long. Hunt with the turn around the corner. East Perth with a chance to counter here. Loftus in plenty of space. Ball could have gone the other way to Kelly. Hunt gives chase down the left. He couldn't keep it in play though. And I think Kelly was a little disappointed there that the pass didn't go his way. He was in a stack of space in the right channel. Bish was fouled by Carroll. Looked a little bit disappointed. Morris keen to take this one quickly. McFeely was tracking Luke Thistlethwaite back though. And then McFeely using a little bit of strength there. Carroll back for Kyle Loftus. Wide for Kelly. He and Hunt have switched flanks for the final 5 minutes or so of this first half. Carroll forward once more. Kyle Loftus making the midfield run. Tracking him all the way. There's Luke McGrath. East Perth looking to try and carve out an opportunity for the interval here. Kelly's throw into the feed of Carroll. Marshall got it away. Pass forward was slightly behind John, but might work out okay for the winger. Tries to run it Berard. Liam McManus was across helping out his fullback. Slides the pass up the line. Stayed in play for Hunt. Hunt then returns it to McManus. Now the switch for Kelly. Dean McFeely. Kelly continued his run, having laid it off. He's got 3 to aim for in the middle. One of them was Rabbi Galami, and putting that one behind once again was McGrath. He's not missed a beat today, at least positionally anyway. Kelly's corner. Rabbi Galami was waiting. Chambers headed away. Galami again. Cross aimed in deep. A little too far for Kelly, was it? No, it stayed in play. No, it didn't. Assistant was all over that at the far side, and that might just about do us for 45 minutes here at Butler's Reserve. We're just about to tick into first half stoppage time. Not had a great deal of stoppages in this first half, so I'd expect we'd only see maximum 1 minute. Flag was up from Alex Navatsas against Luke Thistlethwaite, and maybe one last opportunity for East Perth to ping one forward and claw back an equaliser before the break. McKenna will place the ball down. Just about everybody in front of the ball now, other than David Long. Long it goes, aimed towards Nicky Carroll, who leapt. Might still be here for East Perth, and then it was hacked away by Ryan Morris. That'll bring to the end the first half of action here in this round 14 belt up amateur Premier League fixture between Wembley Downs and East Perth. Wembley with a lead of 1-0 given to them by Cameron Chambers in the first half after Luke Thistlethwaite headed back across goal and gave the striker a pretty easy finish from close range. It's the goal that separates the side in the first half of chances few and far between. Liam McManus had a couple of efforts which went over the bar. Wembley also came close to equalising when Mellor's header went straight at the goalkeeper, but as it stands it's one goal which separates the sides. Wembley leading by 1-0 here at Butler's Reserve in the belt-up round for Football Western, the Insurance Commission. Welcome back to the second half of this round 14 Amateur Premier League fixture in conjunction with Belt Up Football West and the WA Insurance Commission. Wembley Downs leading East Perth by 1-0 going into the second half of this one. Goal scored by Cameron Chambers after a set piece, which is headed back across goal by Luke Thistlethwaite, and then bundled in from close range. No substitutes from either side at the interval. Of course, unlike the reserves game a little earlier on, we don't have the rolling subs here at first team level. Wembley at the moment looking to push forward into mid-table. East Perth will want to try and respond here, because if they do drop points, they may potentially lose further ground on the leaders in Jaguar and Maddington. Obviously with the proviso that we're not necessarily aware of the results elsewhere this afternoon. Kyle Thistlethwaite, switch of the play, was looking for Jean. Headed away by Berard. Those two had a little bit of a tussle down the right-hand side in the first half, or Wembley's right-hand side anyway. Good battle. Chambers, scorer of the goal. Marshall, little clip over the top. Thistlethwaite gives chase. Goalkeeper comes over and grabs it. Rabbi Galami brings it down on the turn. Berard advanced from full back. Cross into the area. Hunt is at the back post. Marshall tracking him all the way though. Good defending from the full-back in the end to put that one into touch. Throw-in taken to Carroll, digs out the cross. A little too close to the goalkeeper though. Corners' clearance off the outside of the boots. Missed by John. Throw in East Perth. Wearing green, kicking to the right. Wembley wearing red, kicking to the left. In case you are joining us late for the second half of today's game. Chested down meanwhile by Carroll. Morris with a turn around the corner. Berard. Now Liam McManus had a couple of good opportunities in the first half to the midfielder. Not quite able to catch either of them though and hit the targets. Here he is again, looking to make something happen down the left this time. Ball across, was intercepted by a skipper Ryan Morris. And now John, player who split his time between the reserves and the first team this season. Wembley trying to play their way out from the back. Eventually it's just slammed forward by Morris. And it'll be Daniel Davioni who will take the throw. Seven appearances this season for the fullback after 10 last term. Hooked over his head by Bish. Kyle Thistlethwaite. A little layoff here for Chambers. Strike at goal from a very long way out. Couple of the mascots behind the goal there wearing the belt-up t-shirts, trying to recycle the footballs quickly. Stray one has come back on the pitch, but play should be resumed shortly. Plenty of people here watching this afternoon's game here at Butler's Reserve, the home of Wembley Downs. A game where clear-cut chances have been at a premium so far, but a lot of fight shown between both sides. Clearance from Loftus, charged down by Thistlethwaite, and East Perth will win the throw. McFeely goes all the way back to his goalkeeper in McKenna. Waits for it to arrive and then clears straight to Davioni. John tries to scamper away from Berard, who tracked him all the way. Bish with the header down. Little 1-2 then with Davioni. Bish invited to roam forward. He'll try his luck from distance, and with a reaction stop there was McKenna, who looked as though he saw it late, but in the end it was a good firm right hand which was stuck in the air to divert the ball away to safety. Wembley coming pretty close to adding a second. They've got a corner here, situation at which they scored their goal in the first half. Bish has aimed it in, didn't beat Berard at the near post. Carroll is the player furthest forward. For East Perth, he was in a tussle with Marshall, last touch off a retreating Bish. East Perth only held scoreless twice in season 2022, so you'd expect them to rally a little bit as the game wears on, perhaps. Both of those times were on the road against Maddington and also Emerald, each of which recently in the last few weeks. Switch the play from Chambers, inviting Luke Thistlethwaite forward. Last touch was off Dean McFeely, who was tracking back. Corner ball again. Wembley have been involved in some pretty high-scoring games so far. A 4-5, a 4-2, a 3-2, a 3-2, a 3-4, a 3-3, and a 3-6. If you could keep up with all of that. Involved in a slightly different type of game this afternoon. Separated by just the one goal. Aimed in towards the near post. Chambers was there. Couldn't divert it back towards the target. And now we're going to see East Perth turn to the bench for the first time this afternoon. It's going to be Oscar Kelly who is withdrawn. Ryan Frankham will come on in his place. Game restarted with a McKenna goal kick. Long upfield, flicked on by Carroll. Forward there by Frankham, who gets his first touch of the game. Marshall puts into touch, appealed for the throw his team's way. Didn't get it. Now Rabbi Galami. McManus, Thierry Berard. Frankham. Little clip forward. Making the run was Dean McFeely, but that was too powerful and too close to the goalkeeper as it turned out. Corners looking to launch it long, aimed in towards Thistlethwaite. Little cushioned header down, helps it over the top for Luke Thistlethwaite. Turned back around the corner for the goal scorer Chambers. Now Mellor. Chance to get it out of his feet and pick out John in the area, and Berard was back and putting in the challenge, and Wembley have another corner in this second half. David Marshall's on it, formerly of UWA Nedlands. 20 appearances and 3 goals for Wembley this last season, looking to provide an assist here potentially. McKenna heads away. Poked wide by Thistlethwaite, but that's an easy one for McFeely to get to and clear up the line. Nicky Carroll was in the hunt. Keeping his cool was Bish, who then stood on the ball, but it worked out okay for Thistlethwaite. Wider it goes for Davioni. Space here for Jack Mellor to turn, and now the pass forward was too strong for a pair of Wembley Downs runners. Marshall up the line. Bish. McGrath. Chambers had designs on releasing Thistlethwaite. Good release from Bish in midfield. Pass looks a little too firm from where we are. McKenna came out to grab. Nearly lost the handle on it. Didn't make any mistake at the second time of asking. Meanwhile, Carroll stayed on side here, and he plays across for Kyle Loftus in the area. It was a good defensive challenge from Marshall, who did what you want to see a fullback doing. He came across from the left. He saw the danger, made sure he went close to the midfield runner and didn't allow Loftus to get the shot on target. Short pass from Hunt. Doing well in the end. There was Toland. Now Rabbi Galami. Pass hit Morris. Still in play, is it there? It was, but the offside flag was up after it came back off Rabbi Galami. Toland with the header. Little hack forward from McFeely. Now Loftus, 3 red shirts around him. And in the end, he gave away the free kick. Outnumbered 1-on-3. Coming up to an hour played here at Bottlers Reserve. It's Wembley Downs 1, East Perth 0. Cameron Chambers with the game's decisive goal so far. Wembley have played pretty well here today. Game where chances for both teams, clear-cut ones anyway, have been limited. Wembley trying to press home their advantage, though. The clearance as far as Mellor, who just perhaps got it stuck under his feet a little bit. Wasn't able to put the effort on target. Forward again from McKenna. Really good flick on from Rabbi Galami. Last touch off Morris. East Perth throw. McManus keen to get things moving. Now he throws for Rabbi Galami. Stood up by Webster. The layoff here for Berard. Helps it across the box for Hunt. Cleared away by Wembley's rear guard. Thistlethwaite very isolated here as he tries to apply a bit of pressure on Loftus. In the end, it's a forlorn chase. Tries to stick to the task and put a bit of pressure on McKenna. Back it comes from Marshall. Turned around the corner by Luke Thistlethwaite. Now at the feet of Barad. Rabbi Galami. McManus making a move to his left. Tries to make a yard. Morris stuck with him like a glove. I've just been told that full-time results between North Perth United and Jaguar, who are the leaders of the league, remember, finished 0-0, which means that East Perth will want to try and maybe step things up a gear if they are to get the points. Two drop points for the leaders. Jaguar means that 3 here for East Perth might just reignite their chances of a push for the title. A little bit of work to do though first, as we've got a few substitutions just happening at the moment. One of those coming on will be Daniel Rain in place of Luke McGrath. So Wembley won't really have that weapon of that long throw. Rain comes on, having played a really good game in the reserves, actually. Made a couple of important blocks and challenges. As East Perth's reserves run out 4-1 winners. I can tell you North Perth's reserves beat Jaguar's reserves 3-2 as well, which means that those 3 points for East Perth will be particularly important for them, given that those two are in a pretty tight race at the top of the table in the reserves competition as well. Tolan, Loftus. Bish trying to apply a little bit of pressure. Toland plays the ball into Chambers, whose goal remains the difference so far. Now Nicky Carroll, cross into the area. Hunt went to ground. Half shouts for a penalty. Nothing doing though. Barad. Pass cut off by Mellor. Looks upfield for Thistlethwaite. Now if he can get on the turn, he'll try and run away from long in a foot race, but the defender stuck to his task. Loftus. Cross came in from McFeely, headed away by Rain, the recently introduced substitute. McFeely's cross in, Rain with a firm header away again. Thierry Barad. Frankham, Barad again. East Perth just trying to pin Wembley back into their own territory. Lifted forward in search of Thistlethwaite, but wide of him. Wembley yet to keep a clean sheet in the league this season. Their last one was actually in round 20 last year when they defeated Queen's Park by 3-0. So a first of the season today will give them 3 points. You get the sense, though, with East Perth's scoring record so far this season, they're going to have some work to do. McFeely tried his luck from at least 30 yards out and couldn't hit the target, though, and Wembley will get a little bit of respite, and now there's going to be a couple of players who turn to the bench. Couple of changes coming on for East Perth. One of them, Liam McCabe, who played in the reserves earlier. Was a bit of a live wire up front. The other one is Sam Nicol, formerly of North Perth United. Much to the surprise of Kalichia Sunwa, who's just taken a seat next to me here in the commentary position. That was the source of those North Perth and Jaguar results, by the way, if you were interested. Ball lifted forward here by Frankham. They'll run all the way through to the goalkeeper. Marshall. Good win there from McCabe. Chance to drive into the area and strike a goal. Oh, it might have kissed off the bottom of the post on its way through. But that's just about the closest East Perth have come to a goal, certainly in the second half, if not throughout the whole game here at Butler's Reserve. Forward it goes from Marshall. Mellor up into the Wembley Downs sky. And it'll be a home throw. Chambers. Mellor. Last touch was off him. Just a chance to remind you that this weekend is the annual Belt Up round as clubs share the hashtag Belt Up message of wearing a seatbelt, a very important message, of course. Belt Up round is obviously a Football West and Insurance Commission of Western Australia initiative to highlight the importance of belting up on our roads. This round includes the live streaming of today's amateurs first team and reserve fixtures between Wembley Downs and East Perth as you're viewing now. Players entered the field a little earlier today sporting belt-up T-shirts. And just to reaffirm as well, it is super important that you do wear your seatbelt when on the road. You wouldn't hit the pitch without your shin guards, so don't hit the road without your seatbelt either. We certainly don't want you to become another statistic on our roads. So just past the midway mark of this second half, a touch over 20 minutes to play at Butler's Reserve. Wembley 1, East Perth 0. Still Cameron Chambers with the game-leading goal at the moment for Wembley, but East Perth are starting to build into this one. They hit the post a couple of minutes ago through substitute Liam McCabe, and with news elsewhere that North Perth have held Jaguar, who are leading the league. A couple of goals will be much welcome for Colm Costello's team in their bid to try and narrow that margin. Kaijan has come off and Anton Mitra has come on. Another player who played in the reserve game was Mitra. Barrard. Loftus. Strong challenge from Jack Mellor. Much appreciated by the Wembley coaching staff. Luke Thistlethwaite. Chambers. Nice header down for Mitra. Mellor then with the big swoosh. Didn't catch it at all. Barrard. Sliding in Mitra. Looking to motor around the pitch and show those fresh legs. Free kick goes long upfield from Morris. The header was away by the visitors. Now Liam McManus should win a corner off Morris and does. McManus's corner. Everyone forward for East Perth, bar Barrard and Frankham. And the goalkeeper as well, of course. In comes the ball from McManus. A disappointing delivery in the end, which didn't beat Morris at the near post. In comes the throw again from McManus. The flick on was a good one from Long, but it was deemed by Dave Avison that there was an infringement somewhere in amongst all of that from an East Perth player. Mellor. Chambers. Mellor again, sliding in. Was Long. Mellor still continued. Shot took a little deflection. Might break for Thistlethwaite. Barrard with an important challenge. And it'll go out for a corner. Mellor looks as though he's down after that driving run. Back to his feet now. Bit of a heavy collision. Meanwhile, Marshall will swing this one in. Teasing ball, McKenna came and caught. Good authoritative piece of goalkeeping. Now the quick release from McManus. He's only really got Liam Hunt ahead of him, and the pass didn't make its mark at all. Toland. Ball forward. Morris there once again. Been excellent at the back for Wembley this afternoon. Back comes the header from Bish. Thistlethwaite headed away by Berard. Liam McManus throwing East Perth. East Perth in a bit of a rush to get things moving here. They're chasing the game. Chasing the coattails of Jaguar as well. Wembley looking to hold on for their first clean sheet in the league this season. Consolidate their position in mid-table as well. 10 points separating these teams coming into today's game, but it's the 8th placed Wembley who lead by a goal to nil. And of course, Wembley only 7 points clear of bottom of the league at the moment, so 3 points today would go a long way to just making the gap between them and safety a little wider. And it comes. All ball was allowed to bounce in the penalty area. Chambers got it partially away. Berard hooks back over his head. Getting it away was Mellor. Helped on by Bish. Thistlethwaite couldn't get on the end of it. Helped back wide by Frankham. And then Thistlethwaite lost the handle on that one, and away it goes for a throw. Big switch from Berard. A good one for McFeely if he can bring it down. Inventive little ball here. Will be kept in. And alive by Sam Nicol. He wins his team a corner, and East Perth try to ratchet it up here. Delivery comes in from Hunt, teasing ball. Oh, and it flies all the way in. The near post wasn't guarded at all. Liam Hunt's corner goes all the way through everyone. And it'll nestle in the back of the net, and East Perth have pulled level at Butler's Reserve. 1-1.
Let's keep driving it, Keenan. Rock solid, yeah. Liam, Mark. Let's keep going now. Let's keep moving the ball. Don't get no feet. Let's keep moving the ball.
Of all the goals to concede, one direct from a corner. Not ideal if you're Wembley. The perfect tonic if you're East Perth. And now suddenly got a little bit of impetus about their pressing as Loftus put a little bit of pressure on Corners. Marshall up the line, towed forward by Chambers. Mellor then tried to help it on, but in best position. Dangerously, McKenna, was watching that one all the way back, and he could only really put that one over the sideline. A little casual there, perhaps, the goalkeeper in waiting to clear that one. Eventually it worked out okay, though, because McManus got it away. Hunt, the goal scorer a moment or so ago, gave chase. Now Morris, forward again. Toland with a header clear. Mitra finds his central midfield partner in Mellor, and then the strike comes in, and getting down low to his right from Marshall's shot was McKenna with a really good save. Probably saw that one late, did the goalkeeper, but the reactions were good. And Wembley are prevented from getting a fast response. Wembley's late wait for a clean sheet goes on in 2022, but they are looking to try and get back in front. Chambers with a header, took a deflection, could have gone anywhere. Toland should be able to get the clearance away. Now Loftus. East Perth still haven't cleared their lines just yet. Rain, Chambers, switch of the play. Berard with a cool chest down. Back to his goalkeeper. McManus. Loftus forward. McManus gets it back. Rain with a challenge, with a clearance up the line. East Perth get it back. Long from Long, flicked on by McFeely. Over the head of Hunt and Morris and through to Cornez. Barrard. Away from one challenge. Couldn't beat Bish with the pass. East Perth throw. Long across for Toland. Little reverse pass was a good one here for Nickel, who can drive into the area. Oh, and it just escapes the grasp of the goalkeeper, and there were no players arriving in the back post to try and apply a finishing touch. A bit of a cross shot in the end from substitute Sam Nickel. Morris plays out from the back. Mellor waited. Loftus cut it out. McFeely up the line. McManus. Time to cross here. Deflected behind. Off Mitra. East Perth. Building and building. In pursuit of a winning goal. Hunt with the corner again. Loftus with a flick. Danger still not cleared, and then the punch over the bar was a decisive one in the end from the goalkeeper. Wembley struggling to clear their lines yet again from a Hunt corner. Needed their goalkeeper to just nudge that one over the bar. Wembley still with some defending to do. Hunt's ball in a little deeper this time. The header wide open at the back post there. Might have been McManus. In fact, it wasn't McManus because here he is on the ball. It was McCabe, sorry, with that initial header. Got my Max mixed up. Wembley 1, East Perth 4 in the reserves game. Wembley 1, East Perth 1 at the moment. East Perth looking a little more likely to get the winner as things stand. Foul throw there from McManus over on the far side. Loftus. Frankham, Marshall wanted it more, got there first as well. Now he's only really got one ahead of him, so he's got to go solo. That's a beautiful pass for Thistlethwaite, who couldn't hit the target from inside the area. Wonderful piece of play there from the fullback in Marshall, who charged past 2 or 3 challenges. The through ball was perfectly weighted. And Thistlethwaite just couldn't hit the target. Gilt-edged opportunity for Wembley to retake the lead. Luke Thistlethwaite again. Touch was a little heavy and allowed Long to steal in. McKenna. Calm at the back. McManus. Long. McManus again. Try to play up the line for Barrard. Chambers. Now Mellor, who's had a really good game in the centre of the park for Wembley today, and he wins his team another free kick. Quickly taken to Bish. Now the cross comes in. Still here for Thistlethwaite. Davioni. Mellor. Sliding in on Berard. Still here for Wembley, perhaps. Goalkeeper comes off his line. Berard didn't take any chances and put behind.
I usually take 3, mate. With my caboose.
Wembley looking to mount a response. Marshall's ball into the near post. He'll get a second crack at this. Opted to take the strike, and Long came out to meet him. Foul was on Davioni there, and Marshall was a little disappointed there because he thought he had a pretty good advantage. We're going to see a late appearance here for Stuart Tierney. He'll come on for the final stages of this game. Just waiting to confirm who it is that's going to come off. It might be the player who's down injured, over on the far side of the pitch. So it's Liam McCabe who limps away from the challenge and isn't moving freely at all. So just a little bit of confusion for a moment or so. McCabe, who was substituted on, will now be substituted off with an injury over on the far side, and Stuart Tierney will come on for the remaining minutes of the game. Forward it comes for Wembley, aimed in towards the goal scorer. In the first half, who was Chambers. Now McManus will try to scoot away for East Perth. He's got Hunt on the far side. McFeely as well was there, but the shot was a little tame and straight at the goalkeeper. Couple of minutes left to play then at Butler's Reserve, plus time added on. We might have a couple of minutes of that after the injury to McCabe a moment or so ago. Time still for either team to find a winner at the end of this one. In this belt-up Amateur Premier League Round 14 fixture. McKenna clears. Davioni won the header, but it'll be an East Perth throw. Forward it goes. Loftus was lurking. Marshall dropped it down. Big ball to win here in midfield. McFeely got there first. And then Marshall with a no-nonsense hit upfield. Chambers in the head. Nickel was leading the race back and watched it out for a throw for his team. Up the line, searching for Loftus. And then Rain committed the foul on Loftus, and East Perth will have a free kick. Free kick in a good position for the visitors. Hunt is over it. Looks as though he's going to take right-footed, having scored with a left-footed corner earlier in the game. Plenty of green shirts to aim for. In it comes, teasing delivery, important header by Morris. McFeely swinging a boot. Chambers with the partial clearance. And then Thistlethwaite completed it. East Perth still trying to seek out a winner. Loftus fouled by Thistlethwaite, who will go into the book for that challenge. A chance for East Perth to load up again and get numbers forward. Frankham is over it. Flat ball in from Frankham. Marshall, two chasing him, clears only as far as Loftus. Long. Pass was looking for Hunt, and it evaded East Perth's number 9, and behind it goes for a goal kick. Corners' clearance helped on by Marshall. Last touch off Nickel, Wembley throw. Up the line from Marshall, Nickel heads it back. '93rd minute. Time possibly for one last chance for either side. Chambers, Long, good strength, and then put it through the legs of the striker. Now it's East Perth who'll look to make one final burst forward. Helping that one on was Loftus. Giving chase was the fresh legs of Tierney. Putting out for a throw was Morris. One more moment in this game potentially. Barrard will come over and take the throw. Long ball in towards that near post. Allowed to bounce in the area. Cleared up into the area and away by Morris. And that's how the game will end. All square here. A 1-1 draw. A Butler's reserve. Another point for Wembley in their search to maintain that gap between them and the bottom of the league. Whereas for East Perth, it's probably a missed opportunity given the drop points earlier in the day for Jaguar. 1-1 draw here means that the result doesn't really help them in their chase. And unlike the reserve team game, this game had chances few and far between. First half goal from Cameron Chambers, a goal from a set piece. When the ball came back across goal, he was there to apply the finish. The equaliser came in the second half when Liam Hunt's corner went all the way through and landed in the back of the net. A couple of good saves from Aaron McKenna to keep his team in the game. Sam Nickel probably went closest for the visitors when his cross shot drifted wide of the post. Liam McCabe also struck the bottom of the upright as well, as both chances teams could have won it, but they didn't. And it ends all square here. A 1-1 draw at Butler's reserve to wrap up Belt Up amateur round for this season. Round 14 action is done. And please join us again on the Football West Facebook page and on the YouTube channel in the future for your NPL Men's Women's State League fixtures as well. We're going to have a quick presentation here to wrap up today's action here at Butler's Reserve, final message and one last reminder to belt up. Road safety, very important. Really important that you do remember to belt up when you are on the roads. But for now, on behalf of the Sportscast Australia crew, myself, Tommy Dolman, will cross down to Dan Meehan with a post-match presentation. Good night from Butler's Reserve.
Take 3 or 4, take a 4, okay? Back 4.
Oh my God.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming down to the Bell Top round. First, we would like to congratulate Wembley Down Soccer Club and East Perth Football Club for a great couple of games. And thanks again for Wembley Downs for hosting us for today. The round is sponsored by the Insurance Commission of Western Australia, and Football West are proud to help deliver the Bell Top message and thank them for their support. Wearing a seatbelt can help lessen the severity of injuries sustained in car crashes, resulting in lower claims costs and more affordable insurance premiums for motorists. I would now like to call upon Kevin Harding to assist in presenting the Natalie Harding Medal for the Player of the Match. And the referees have chosen number 14, Tom Fish, from Wembley Down Soccer Club. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, Tom. Thanks everyone that came down and supported the Bell Cup round for 2022. Please drive home safely and remember the Bell Cup. Thank you.
Yeah.